Hello, and welcome once again to another episode of Third Action. I'm your lovely host, Jason, and these are the same three mercenaries that were here last week. In the bottom left, we have Asherford Human Ranger, played by Char.
Are we allowed to speak today?
No. Yeah, sure.
Last time we weren't allowed.
Last time I went really fast, sorry.
Hello.
In the bottom middle, we have Greshy, Ironroot, Dwarven Druid, played by Will. Yes, Will. Sorry, I was going to say Will, and then my mind went Adam, and then I went, no, it is Will. All right, we're good. Hello.
I don't know if I should be offended or not.
Oh, Chuck E. Cheese tokens, of course.
Everywhere.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for the raid. Oh, big raid, big raid. And in the bottom right, we have Gunn, Shough, Human Champion of Erastil, played by Adam.
Just in time for some very exciting shopping.
Well, hopefully not.
No, all the shopping's
right
off
now.
screen, please,
Yeah.
please.
Yes.
That's the point.
All right.
Yeah,
let's
we
see.
mostly got it
1,
sorted
2,
out.
3, and 1, 2. All right, I hope those counted. Cool. All right, so last time on Third Action, our group of intrepid adventurers did some shopping. Made their way around the city looking for clues to the whereabouts of a certain pair of dwarves that had gone on some kind of expedition to the ancient golden city of sin, or of greed specifically, Zin Shalast. They had been spotted in Riddleport, and though there wasn't much information to go by initially, you did eventually determine that they had been going around asking for, trying to procure supplies and mercenary support. Eventually, your interrogations led you to a mercenary group known as the. This was the. Fuck, I forgot their name. The Scarlet Serpents. The Fanged Serpent.
The Fanged Serpent mercenaries.
Yes, the Fanged Serpent mercenary crew. There you spoke with their current captain or leader, Rose, who, for a fee, gave you some information, some leads, as well as a map, a very simply drawn map to where their supposed base camp was going to be in the Kodar Mountains, plus a document listing the members of the expedition. So actually, I should have had this ready for you at the time, but let me go ahead and show you guys. So here is the expedition info. I won't bore chat with reading it, but if you want to read it real quick yourselves, chat, you can. This should be in your documents under Documents, Book 6. And then the other bit of info you got was this map to the base camp, which shows a few rivers, the Stalak and the Kazaran River, which are in the Kodar Mountains, and you can kind of overlay it on top of your own real maps. But this one's just kind of roughly doodled. And you can see a spot off of one of the forks of the Kazaran River. There's a little red spot circled that says, indicates the planned base camp. And there's a little note on the text you see on the left-hand side there. That's just a little note that's on the back of that's actually on the back side of the map. Written by a Karavek Vecker. And their handwriting is the same handwriting that you see on the map, so it's clear that Karavek is the one who drew that. And it's pretty basic, and it's not like the work of a real cartographer. And then, yeah, the expedition authorization note lists out all of the crew members and their roles, as well as Silas Ogletuld. I never gonna pronounce it right. I'm so sorry, Greshy.
It's fine. They're just dwarves, right. Who cares?
So, I believe where we left off, was Greshy. So you all regrouped back at the inn. Greshy, you went off for a night of
A day
drink.
and then a night, possibly.
A day and then a night. Yes, I suppose it is like the afternoon. Yeah, you head off for an afternoon of drinking at the Publican House, the local tavern of fuck, I can't think of his name right now. Why am I blanking on everything?
Caden Kylian.
Caden Kalian, yes. Day drinking. All times are good drinking times for Caden Kalian followers. That is when Gunn and Asher, I'm gonna say it's arbitrarily Asher who has the scroll of or one of your remaining scrolls of Stranzelplum's instantaneous transfers on you. You notice when you get back to your room that there's an extra piece of parchment tucked into your bag. And when you pull it out, it is a flyer for Stranzelplum's updated winter-spring catalog. And it includes all of the updated prices and items available. And I've already shared all of the shops with you guys, so during the course of the rest of your stay at Riddleport, you have some breaks to do some shopping, split gold, and that sort of thing. Like I said last week, I'll give you guys until next session to finalize what your purchases are. If you, unless you guys are, some of you might already be fully ready. If you are, we can go over those. Well, we'll just go over them all next week, I think.
Sure.
Unless you want to use stuff
I do have
today.
mine on a post-it note. I actually have the least amount of money of anyone, but I think the most amount of boons. So it works out.
True. I think you've gotten all of the a lot of the items that
Yes,
you found
I did.
as a group. So Asher ended up with the least.
So mine are pretty
cash.
simple.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
definitely
if you-
getting the ring though of sustenance.
If you guys are finalized,
So-
we can just go over them now. If not, we can go over them next week. It's up to you.
I'm set.
I'm set.
Asher, you're set?
Yeah.
You want to go to Asher?
I think so. I have one very silly maybe on my list.
I think
but
maybe is a
otherwise-
yes, really.
I can consider the only thing I do is probably not purchase it and then purchase more of what I've already purchased. So it's not going to change very much.
I'm literally 1 copper short of being able to buy that other ring of counterspells as a gift for one of you.
Yeah, you can try and haggle
It's too
with
bad you can't find copper anywhere.
with the shopkeeper.
Yeah.
If
Well, then I
you're just a
also
copper
wouldn't have
short.
any cash for day-to-days. So
Well, you could try and get him to discount it further than a copper, perhaps.
Yeah.
Maybe say take 100
we
gold
are
off or
buying
something.
we are buying a lot of other stuff. So
Hey, if you're
Maybe
interested in haggling, it's worth a shot.
yeah, maybe we'll figure it out. It's just funny
Okay.
that it worked out exactly.
It did.
Well, I guess who wants to go over their purchases first?
Mine's pretty short, straightforward.
Greshy.
This would be probably the next day, since Greshy's a bit busy right now. But he would go and pick up this necklace of fireballs, type 6, that's on sale. Because it's quite a good deal, good 1,000 gold off.
Yeah, I'm so skeptic. Like, it's funny because the GM actually puts a discount on something, and I'm like, there must be something wrong with it.
Well, I mean, if you really want to,
It's cursed.
you have quick identify. You could take a minute and try and suss out if there's something suspicious about it.
If we all went together, I would absolutely do that.
I don't know if we're all going together or not, but I don't see any reason why not to.
Okay, maybe I should.
Somebody's gotta
Maybe I
help
should do this
Greshy's
after
walk.
if there's going to be a little bit more. Okay.
Well, I didn't think it was going to be this
I
involved.
think that's
but
the only.
We could
That's the
say
only
in
thing.
theory what we're thinking about, and then talk about how things are cursed.
I think that's the only. That's literally the only item on the entire treasure list that's on sale.
And of course, I went to it immediately because I'm like, 1,000 gold off. What a bargain!
So
Okay, sure.
I guess
yeah,
that's part of the
well,
suspicion.
Well,
so the night market's only at night. Would you go? Oh, thanks, tabletop rolls for the additional raid. Hello, hello. Would you, Greshy? Would you want to go
Fabulous.
before you're drinking, after you're drinking, or are you guys going to stay a full extra day?
Greshy left before they even went selling things. He's apparently unconcerned. So this would have to wait until the night after then, or unless they pulled him out to the pub, middle of the night sort of deal, which is possible.
I figured we would meet up again that afternoon and then go to the night market.
You
Yeah,
are
you-
welcome to come and drag Greshy out. He's a bit busy.
Yeah, if Greshy was not back at the inn by afternoon, we would have had to figure out where he went. And
Yeah,
gone to
I
the
know
pub and-
he's drinking.
And
I
Asher
saw
would-
him go off there.
Asher would be the first person that I would ask. So
Where
that,
did he go? Nah.
Okay, all right. Rather than skipping ahead, then let me let me roll this back a little bit because I did want to do something. All right, Greshy. we'll roll this back a little bit to you. You went to the pub, the publican house rather, the house of Caden Kalen worshippers and adventurers alike. When you arrive, it's like maybe 2-3 in the afternoon at this point. Phelan is... how did you get across the water with Phelan? You just tucked him into your bag?
I would have carried him in puppy farm.
Okay, carry him in puppy form? Okay. So you kind of let Phelan drop down on the... or like drop him onto the ground beside you. And he follows you into the raucous publican house, which is already filled with laughter, cheers, hoots and hollers. Adventurers are gathered around various tables. Some people are just having... some adventurers are having just kind of nice meals, afternoon meals. Others are just full on... They're long gone. They've been drinking since the early hours of the morning. This fire day? I suppose it's fire day? Yeah. They got off work early and have been just drinking all day. And you see the clerics, which in this place are the bartenders, are coming around with refilling steins and taking orders, and a lot of the tables are currently packed, but you see there's a few in the darker corner at the kind of the far back. It's largely empty over there. Most people have kind of gathered near the front where the windows are to catch the nice sea breeze blowing in. But if you can either
Well, I'm not
sit
here for
in
that,
the-
so
you can either sit in kind of like the busy
We'll
front
go find
area, you
ourselves
could
a
sit
dark corner.
outside, or you could sit in the corner.
we'll take Phelan with us and go find a corner and pull up there instead.
Okay. Phelan has to kind of weave through, you and Phelan are kind of weaving through, pushing past people as you make your way to the back. You finally take a seat at, this is kind of like a corner booth, but it's just like it's like one of those wedge booth seats, with just like a small round table, kind of tucked directly into a corner. You're like right beside the, where the kitchen is, or like the back kitchen is. So you'll see like people, there's constantly servers coming in and out behind you. But this noise, this raucous, why am I playing this? Let me switch to a slightly lighter song. The raucous noise, the cheers, the sound of people talking, arguing, laughing, it kind of just allows your mind to zone out a bit. What do you do? It's not long before one of the bartenders comes over to take your order.
Oh, great. Greshy pulls out his coin bag and starts counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And he pushes the stack towards the bartender.
Are these gold?
Strongest alcohol I can get for that. Yes, gold coins.
Okay. The bartender, this being a very lanky half-elven man with blonde hair and a thick blonde beard, he laughs. Oh, we can get you quite a few heavy drinks with that amount, but sure. And he slides the gold off the table onto his little clipboard, and goes right up to the bar to request a drink. And it's only a few minutes later when he comes back, a big stein in hand, and just kind of slams it on the table in front of you. For that amount, we can keep this going as long as you want. You look like you need it.
Perfect. We'll just keep it going then. Yeah, you could say that. Probably some bowl of water for Phelan here. And I'll point Phelan, who's been laying on the floor here looking a bit unnerved by all the people and all the noise.
Of course. And he, it's only a moment. He goes to take another table's order, then goes and puts in their order, grabs a bowl of water, brings it out for Phelan, and sets it down and
Appreciate it.
does like a little, you're a good little boy, and gives him like a few little pats, and then gets up and walks off. And yeah, you're left there with the just the noise, the sound, the city song all around you, filling your ears. There's a bard. There's actually two bards dueling acoustic guitars on the other side of the the pub.
It's not quite dueling banjos, but it'll do for now.
One of them is not very good. The other is quite excellent. But maybe more than a bit drunk, so he's sloppy, he's missing some notes here and there, but he's putting on quite the impressive performance. And people are gathering around him, cheering.
This is the kind of noise that I like. It's been the wrong kind of noise for a while as we've been fighting terrible places.
Phelan
I'm gonna get
looks
drunk
up at you and just whines gently and goes back to lapping up his water. You can tell he senses that something's wrong.
It's a good boy, and it'll all be fine. We'll just take a breather for now.
Okay.
It's been a long month, or several.
Yeah, it's been quite the trip since your days in Magnamar. You blast through this drink pretty quick. It's strong, it's earthy, it's extremely hoppy. It's the moment your stein is empty, the bartender has already replaced it with a new one, a different drink. He says something about sampling the local specialties before whizzing off again to another table.
Fair enough. We'll continue then.
You sit this way, lost in your thoughts and the sounds, for a good while, maybe hour, 2 hours. The bar starts to get, or the pub starts to get more full. Tables kind of get closer, like tables start to fill up closer and closer towards you. But you've still got a good 2 or 3 tables worth of space between you and the next person. Give me a perception check, but -2.
All right. So that's total going to be, with the -2, 35.
35. No, I've hidden my DC table. I think that's
Trixie.
fine, though. Yes, that is fine. So despite the drink, despite your vision starting to feel a little bit blurred, you notice someone, a short someone, who spots you from across the bar. You only catch you notice just like while you're taking a swig, like you see through the bottom of your glass just two eyes staring directly back at you. Green eyes, very memorable. You slam the drink back down, and the face is gone, but you'd recognize that face anywhere. That was Fen.
I wait a moment to see if she makes any move towards me at all. It's hard to tell, I suppose, in the crowd, but do I catch sight of her again?
You search around for her, trying to see if she's still in the bar, and yeah, you start to notice like a group of people who are kind of like moving out of the way as if somebody small was kind of trying to push them aside, and eventually a cloaked figure, wearing she's just as you remember her, short, halfling woman. Her hair is a brilliant gold. You don't remember her hair being quite that color before.
No.
But she's wearing this like simple brown cloak. It's got a silver clasp with some kind of it looks like a giant coin, but it's got some kind of rune on it, like two maybe crossed swords or like a big X or something similar. She kind of pauses as she's like exited the crowd, and she's just looking right at you, and she kind of shakes her head for a moment to like mouths, Greshy? She's
Hey,
looking at you with
Fen?
kind of disbelief. Is it really? And she starts to make her way closer to you.
What the hell are you doing here?
What the hell are you doing here? She says as she...
I thought you were going to Corvosa, and then I heard you were in Magnamar and got chased out, and I don't even know. Sit.
Oh,
We're having a drink.
Sure. She looks around for a moment and got room on the bench.
Yeah. Greshy scooches a bit if necessary.
Yeah, you scooch a bit out of the way, and she slides on up. She's already got a drink in her hand, a similar sort of stein. She places on the table. It's like 3/4 of the way done. By the gods, I thought the drink had already gotten to me. What? Have you been following me?
I don't think so. Were you heading up to the mountains?
Oh, what mountain? No. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sorry, it's been a wild couple of months, years. I'd never expected to see you outside of Magnamar.
No, after I turned back, I found my way in the wilds for a bit, but no, I didn't go back to well, I've been back to Magnamar, but I didn't go to stay. But what have you been wondering about doing? What's all this get up with the hair and such? In skies for some reason.
Well, yes, I've been, Have you heard of the Pathfinder Society, Greshy?
I imagine so. But I don't think I ever bothered looking into them at all. They're in Magnamar, I think, right?
They've got a lodge there, yeah. they've been looking to set up lodges further north. Sandpoint, here in Riddleport. Nothing set up yet, but I've been doing a bit of scouting.
When were you in Sandpoint?
Sandpoint? Why, just a little over a month ago, I guess.
Are we still in Turtleback Ferry at the time?
Now I'm thinking.
As we're trying to piece everything together, it's been quite a long series of events.
Quite a long adventure. It was before the giant attack. I actually went back right after I heard about that. That was quite the mess.
Oh, no kidding. Cleanup probably lasted for weeks. We had to take a giant back.
Wait. Sorry, you had to take a giant... And her eyes suddenly
we captured
widened.
one.
Wait, you're one of the heroes of Sandpoint? No.
I think that's what they call us.
Not old Nabber. No.
I suppose I'm a little bit more heroic now, or something. I don't know. He adjusts his raggedy robes. Well, he's actually wearing the fancier robe over it, I guess, so he's standing out a little bit more than normal.
Greshy Ironroot, hero of Sandpoint. Oh boy, the drink really has gone.
I know,
to
it's
me.
absurd.
I have gone and died, haven't I? And she
I sure
looks at
hope
her
not.
glass and just takes
Those are
a
worse places to die, I suppose.
Ugh.
Well, I wouldn't call us heroes exactly, but we tried to do reasonable by the people there.
Well, if you're the group I've been hearing about, you've been doing quite a lot. You dealt with that Skinsaw gang that was hounding me for a while. I heard you had a hand in that whole business with some Lamia that had infiltrated the merchant council here in town, in Riddleport.
We got one of them here. We got one down in Magnamar as well. There was one out in Turtleback Ferry that's gotten away from us for now, but we'll catch up to her, I'm sure.
Oh, Turtleback Ferry. I heard that place flooded. Is everything okay?
Mostly. There was a bit of flooding and a giant serpent from I don't even know when, the age of the Runelords, but, it disappeared. I'm sure it's fine.
Serpent? Oh, that, a big black tendrily thing.
Aye, that one. Did you see it?
Mouths. Yes, it's been spotted. Well, it was spotted in the bay around Magnamar a few weeks ago, I think.
Not reassuring, but good to know.
Well, it sounds like the Navy was able to fight it off a bit, and it made its way out into the ocean.
Somebody else's problem. Got it. All right.
True. But what brings a hero of Sandpoint all the way up here?
I told you we were going up to the mountains. Well, I guess I didn't tell you we were doing that, but I implied.
Oh.
We're
a bit of hiking.
Hunting for ancient, beings coming back to try and wreak havoc on the world and take over and all that jazz.
Ancient beings trying to
normal
take
stuff
over the world. Oh. She shrugs and then puts up her hand for to flag the bartender over for another drink.
Drinking's an appropriate response to whatever the hell we're doing.
Well, it sounds like you've got your hands full. Sorry, I didn't mean to bother you here. You probably wanted to be left alone.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm glad to see that you're all right. Last I heard, you were on the run, but Pathfinder Society taking good care of you.
Oh, yep. We do a lot of good work. I've been doing a lot of, I guess, recruiting lately. As we try to build up a we're trying to figure out where to put our next lodge. Either here or Sandpoint, and to be honest, Sandpoint's looking a little bit nicer. Even with the damage from that giant attack, it's a bit more amenable to standard adventuring parties, a little bit less likely to get robbed in the streets.
Well, if you're looking to do good, though, no better place to start than here. Not to say that we've got Sandpoint taken care of or anything, but generally speaking, if you're trying to find a place to good, you gotta find evil to do good with.
True. I guess I'm a bit less interested in solving the evils of man and more interested in the evils of the great unknown. More like what you seem to be up to, I suppose. But she shrugs.
Well, I mean, I suppose you could join us, but it's pretty dangerous up there. Doesn't seem like something we'd want most people coming up with us, especially if it's going to be as dangerous as we expect.
Oh, I wouldn't dream of imposing myself upon you. She just kind of takes a lock of her hair and kind of starts twiddling with it out of just awkwardness, I guess. No, I still need to go through my training at some point.
Oh, you haven't trained with the Pathfinder Society, but you're recruiting for him?
Yep, that's step number 1 is getting a party together.
Starts to sound like a pyramid scheme.
Well, do you travel with a party, Greshy, or do you? I mean, it sounds like the Heroes of Sandpoint were at least 3 people, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, hi. Gunn and Asher, they're off back at the inn, I suppose. But don't have any sort of organization over us to tell us what to do or nothing. Right now, we're just kind of following. Well, I don't even know exactly how to put what we're following. We're just trying to figure out what's going on and stop it before it gets worse.
Well, I mean, the society's not really one for telling people what to do or how to do it. She shrugs. I'm just looking for a...
All right.
When I say recruiting, I more mean looking for a group of folks who are like-minded, willing to... she thinks for a moment. Willing to learn and grow together.
No, I can see what you're talking about.
But that's
Not exactly how we started, but we figured it out at some point along the way that that's what we were doing. At least they haven't left me yet, so that's something.
Well, if you're interested, I'd love to hear about what these friends of yours are like. Maybe it would help me figure out what sort of people I'm looking for. I've had... well, the boss says I'm a little bit too... trusting, as it were. She says, clearly, like, words in the back of her mind are stinging her.
Well, Gunn's a right ass and Asher's a fool. So just look for a couple of pricks and they'll have your back long enough.
Really? The last couple of guys I found, well, after our first adventure, let's just say it took me a few hours to cut my way out of that one.
Did they leave you?
Leave me? Yep, they left me for dead. Bottom of the well.
Yeah, we've got to find you better friends. You should meet them, actually. I don't know if we can take this to go, but it's a ways across the bay, I think, to where the inn is. Greshy looks around as though recognizing the room that they're in for the first time. Someplace out of here.
Sure, we can... I don't think there's any... Well, there's not really any laws in Riddleport regardless. But I think walking and drinking is fine, she says as she gets up out of her seat. Are you sure?
Leave another 10
bothering
gold and... No, let's go. We'll go for a bit walk here, and if you don't mind. It's been a while. I'd like to chat.
Sure. Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff to fill you in on.
Yeah, no kidding. And you remember Phelan, though. Suppose he looks a little different now than last time you saw him, but it's still Phelan.
Oh, really? Wasn't... She thinks for a moment, trying to reconcile her image of Phelan with what Phelan looks like right now. And she kind of just shakes
the
her
last
head.
Phelan she would have seen would have been the first Phelan that he found in Magnamar, who was more like a large, almost wolf Doberman sort of thing.
Right.
This is more of a pit bull, smaller, curly hair.
Oh, I suppose it's some kind of magic. She says with a bit of a laugh. Never been one of those myself. More of the roguey type.
No, I recall. But he's gotten yourself out to no scrape so far, so... If nothing else, maybe Gunn knows some people who could work with you or something. Despite himself, he's surrounded himself with some good people in time, so...
Oh, sure, I'd love to meet this guy. Yeah, if you guys had contacts, that would be great. I'm still kind of in terms of the society, I'm probably still, a level 1 adventurer. You guys are... Oh, wow, you guys must be like level 20 or something by now.
Don't think quite that fancy, whatever that means, but you're a bit of a neophyte, but Gunn's got connections with the Church of Erastil and some other people that he's known over the years. And maybe even to get you talking to Shalelu, she might be able to hook you up with some people, but she's out of town. Anyway, we've got connections if you want somebody to work with.
That sounds cool. I was actually here trying to talk to the priests to see if I could find a cleric who might want to join me. But yeah, if you've got connections with other clerics, that sounds great.
Might as well ask. Let's go. And
sure.
We'll start trying to make our way out. And at this point, I will make Phelan regular size so that he can barrel through the crowd to make our way out of the hall.
Yeah, he boofs up to a large size and just starts... he just unerringly marches forward, knocks some tables out of the way. Patrons are equal parts angry and amused by the situation. Some people are just hooting and hollering and cheering Phelan on as he struts his way out of the room, the two of you closely behind. And you make your way out onto the streets. All right. Let's cut over to... So it sounds like Gunn and Asher, you're waiting for a couple hours for Greshy to show up, and you were just kind of chilling at the inn.
Staring at the wall,
We were
watching
doing our
the
own
paint dry.
stuff. Heading to the other shop with the mage, getting all our stuff identified.
Oh, right, yes.
And
yeah,
then-
you
Yeah.
well, at least Gunn is over at the the maid shop. I don't know if Asher went. Did Asher go?
Staring
Asher was-
off into space.
And then we come back.
All right, so Gunn is on his way back from the Magic Emporium across the street. Asher, you are still at the inn, just kind of staring at space. It's during this time, Asher,
Asher
that you-
activates when Gunn enters in. Gunn.
Well, while you're sitting there just staring at the wall, you suddenly hear a voice in your head, a familiar voice, Shalelu's voice.
Oh no.
Um,
Oh yay! My own voice.
Asher, thank goodness you're all still okay. I'll probably be in crying leave for some time. Let me know if you need anything. And you can mentally respond if you want.
Oh. Do I have a period of time to respond, or is this like an immediate response? How does sending work?
I think it's immediate.
It's fairly immediate. You have like a few moments to think out your response. But not longer than like a minute or two as you're kind of holding the spell in your head.
And you have like a limit. It's like a pretty short response, right?
Yeah, it's like 25-ish words, I want to say.
Exactly 25 words.
Exactly 25 words.
You can start talking and then I'll cut you off.
Well, I'll write 25 words down, Jason.
Just go and we'll count.
Glad to know you're safe too. Going on a new adventure soon.
Or 12.
Wait.
13.
I'll see you. Hopefully.
Got 9 more.
I got 9 more?
9 more words is what I'm
Oh
counting.
my god, 9
Or
more
16.
words. Okay. Hopefully. Going up to the mountains. ...
4 more words.
4 more words.
You don't have to use all of them.
Finding Greshy's family smiley emoji.
All right.
It's Unicode now, sure.
Yeah, you try to just like force a smile in there, and you feel the last wisp of the spell's energy leave your mind, and you're left with the silence once again until you hear the bell at the door as Gunn comes walking into the inn from the front entrance.
Gunn. I've got a flyer that was sent to us. I'll share the Winter Wonderland sale extravaganza with Gunn.
Oh, this will be quite useful. I worked out some deals with the shopkeep of that magic emporium that we found last time. Nothing's finalized yet, but we have we have an agreement for some things he might hold for us and some things we could sell to him.
Good.
So we should find Greshy and confirm everything. Also, there seems to be a night market here that might be worth attending first before we go back.
Good thing we have dark vision, so we can see at the night
I'm
market.
sure they have lights at the night market.
Oh, well. I don't know. I don't know about that here. But we'll see. I hope Greshy is not drinking himself silly. Do you think that was actually his family that he was talking about? Even though I just sent a note saying it was. He wasn't just like doing a bit, right?
I actually don't know. I wouldn't put it past him either way.
It's hard to tell. with
Either
Greshy.
holding it in this entire time, despite being pissed off that his family was involved, or making up a really convincing lie on the spot. Actually, scratch that second one. It probably is true. Because I don't think I've ever seen Greshy come up with something that good. I should say that effective.
That's usually bad. It's just, yeah. Also, just how emotional he got after. Oh, I wonder. I mean, I guess I didn't talk much about my family until I had to.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go find him. Make sure he's not unconscious yet.
Oh dear. Well, at least we can carry him between us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
You
so-
make your way out onto the street. Greshy, were you just going basically straight towards the inn again?
Oh, we would have. I don't know if they would have let Phelan on the ferry full size, but if they did, we would be taking Phelan all the way back full size, just having him kind of guide us back.
Yeah, for a silver piece, they'll let you, Fen, and Phelan take up an entire ferry by yourselves.
All right, seems reasonable.
Okay. So it only took you a few minutes for them to paddle you across the river, which itself is a bit murky, sludgy, but at parts. And you and Fen kind of, as you get out of the boat, you realize just how much the drink has hit you. You like stagger your way off of the boat. You didn't. The motion of the water has kind of disrupted your movement.
It's just the sea legs. I need to get my land legs back. It's fine. It's all good.
Yeah, give me a fortitude save.
Oh, I'm sure that'll go splendid. Fortitude. That is Greshy. Oh, that's 40. That's fine.
Okay, so yeah, as you stumble up onto the docks, you feel yourself like start to lean a little bit too far forward, but you stop and catch yourself, and you like calm yourself for a moment, and kind of let yourself sober up, and then you continue walking forward. You're not actually sober fully, but you've got your balance.
I pretend I am well enough.
Yeah, you're walking a little bit funny if anybody's looking at you. You're doing that thing where a drunk person pretends not to be drunk.
Mm-hmm. Walking very proper considering the fact that I look like a hobo.
Yes.
Because I'm being very delicate about my steps.
Fen, for her part, is just kind of giggling as Phelan is just lumbering behind you all. And I guess Gunn and Asher, you don't really know where specifically he's gone. Maybe you're outside the inn.
Where nobody can see him.
Only when he's got his hood up and he...
Oh, okay. I'm like, did he pop his hood? And we're all like, where is he?
He's blending into the background. Just walks
So
right
Gunn and-
past you with the dog.
I'll say Gunn and Asher, you're like
guess
just
it's
outside the
either.
inn, discussing where you think he might have gone when you see Phelan first, even though he's behind them. And then you notice Greshy and this halfling woman walking alongside him, giggling.
Ooh,
As they were-
Greshy's
Wow.
found a friend.
He's surprising us all over the place today.
Hi. Oh. What y'all doing out in the street? Seems like a strange place to stand.
That is a good question. I don't like being out on the street.
We don't like being in the city at all.
No, I hate this.
Figured we were gonna have to pull your corpse out of a bar somewhere.
Well, ideally not the corpse, but I got a bit distracted. Gunn, Asher, this is Finn. She's a friend of mine from my Magnemire days. This is Gunn Shough. This is Asher Ford.
Hello.
They're the heroes of Sandpoint, I
Oh
suppose.
no, don't use that
Well-
name.
I agree, but that's what they're calling us apparently.
Oh dear.
Wow, you're all so humble. I'm Fen. Nice to meet you. And she
Nice to meet you.
kind of waddles over and like reaches out and shakes each of your hands. Simultaneously.
Not been at
Reaches
this
up.
for all that long, so
I guess she's
Yes.
reaching up. Hi.
we've only been at this business for a couple of months, so I think it's natural that, if nothing else, it hasn't really sunk in yet. And
Well,
we've seen quite a lot.
I'm looking to become an adventurer myself, and I was hoping that you guys might have some tips for me, connections, anything really. I've been having so much trouble.
You know, people with the Church of Erastil.
Yeah, I certainly think we could find someone for them to talk with about opportunities. If there are any kind of groups forming or any kind of young clerics or champions setting out to do as we did. A good
her
group
eyes
has made
light
all the
up, and
difference.
really, that would be most amazing. Sorry, I'm laughing at the chat. The names of a few Runelords as well that they can go take out.
We do have a couple on hand, don't we?
Wow, that'd be wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, a friend of Greshy's is a friend of mine. So, meanwhile, we've got some plans to discuss. Greshy, did you have anything else you wanted to get done today?
He looks at his beer mug. It's getting kind of empty. I might want to fix that, but otherwise, nothing specific today.
We have an awful lot of funds to allocate for our upcoming trip.
Oh, we do, wouldn't we? Did you already take care of that? Do you need me to identify anything?
Kind of. No, we got the identification taken care of.
Right. All
We
right.
have an arrangement in progress, but I think we probably wanted to check out the rest of the available shops, especially the main market, the night
Oh.
market.
All right. Are they open still? It's not that
They're
late in the
they're
afternoon
not open yet.
yet. Oh, the night market. That's one. That's right.
Aye, yeah,
That
the
happens at
night
night.
market's usually open in a couple hours. They've got quite a lot of stuff there. Do you guys mind if I just tag along?
No, that seems fine to me.
Sorry if I'm like
You all don't
fourth
mind,
wheel
right?
or anything.
Nope.
You have some dead birds I need to get identified.
I guess we did forget about those.
And some eggs, too.
Shite, that's right, the eggs.
Dead birds
Wonder
and
who could
eggs.
tell me who
Ah,
these birds are. I just walk around holding 2 dead birds.
There aren't any druid groups around here that we could ask that might know something about this, right? Any naturalists in the area, so that sort of thing.
I mean, the Shoanti.
Maybe the Church of Erastil would know, but the Shoanti perhaps? That's a good thought.
Yeah, what was the name of that priest that we... Out of character, what was the name of that priest that we met?
That would be
when
on
we were here
different notes they don't have available right now.
last- The guy with the wand of tree stride and taught us tree stride. It was like Kevin or something.
Just kidding.
It was a
No, seriously, it was
unusual name for these times.
His name was Tim.
Tim.
Was it? I don't remember what his name was.
Ah,
I'd have to go
yes,
check my
Tim.
notes.
Well,
No,
we
but
can go
as long as
find
we're all
the
on the
priest, I
same
suppose. Regardless, as long as we can find
Hey, I
this
have to
priest and
remember
ask
1,000
him.
NPCs.
Is that all?
I'm like
Well,
checking.
no,
all
I
my
don't
notes.
see any reason Fen couldn't join us, and we can get the birds looked at and the eggs. We can find more drink someplace.
Okay. Well, I guess
So
as
Greshy always had that cup, right?
This
He, like,
particular
didn't
cup? No.
Yeah, so did you take it from the bar?
Oh, I paid them. I put another 10 gold
okay.
on the bar or on the table
I was
as we
gonna
left.
say I've done that before. I've definitely taken like glasses by accident from a restaurant.
Greshy
So
was
I'm like, yeah.
Greshy was there enough to give some money for purposes, but he definitely overpaid. So
I got this mug now.
he has a mug. Hey.
There you go.
All right. Well, you have some time to kill, but the night market will be down by the wharfs, or the wharf. You can just kind of chill out at the inn for a couple more hours while Fen would just basically be asking you guys all about your adventures, and you get the sense that she is very a very timid person, and seems to have a lot of trouble. Yeah, she is just generally too trusting. All of the stories of her adventures seem to end after just doing one dungeon run, and usually the people she finds are even more timid than she is and tend to bail on her. So you just listen to her stories as she asks you for pointers and advice here and there, and if you want to chime in with any advice you can, but otherwise the hours pass pretty quickly, and it's time for the night market. So you guys can go do your shopping as you want. It sounds like there's at least one issue.
There's just
so
one
okay.
thing that we had to ask at the, but other
So
than
while you
that,
guys
I don't
are
think there
shopping
needs to be
around,
any belaborment.
So it's just kind of, the night market is in just a small warehouse building on the south side of town, by the docks, and the inside is kept very dimly lit, with simple oil lanterns around the large empty warehouse. All of the merchant stalls are basically just small groups of hooded individuals clustered in around like large crates and barrels and bins of their wares. Some of them have dragged their wares in large sacks. Others have their items in like wheelbarrows that they've rolled in that were covered and just kind of taken a black tarp off. Almost everyone here looks some degree of shady, and they give you some sketchy eyes when you enter, specifically Gunn. The door guards kind of glare at you as you walk in, but assuming you don't try to start anything, they just allow you all, the four of you to pass. And you make your way inside and just start looking around at their wares. They've got a lot of variety of stuff. A couple of vendors have some different themed groups of items, I suppose. Certainly some of them you question where their items were procured. I think the vendor that you're interested in of note is it's in a corner of the warehouse that's a little bit more dimly, or like darker, dimly lit than the rest. It's kind of in the shadow of a much bigger booth. And the person running it, you thought it was a halfling at first, but as you approach and get a better glimpse of them, the figure that steps out into the light is a rather furry, like brown tufted furred individual, clearly like a giant rat in human form. Those of you that might be familiar with them, this is possibly an Isoki, or Isoki, Ysoiki. That,
Wonderful.
or it's possibly it is nighttime. It could be someone afflicted with,
A were-rat.
yeah, were-rat. It could be a were-rat. I was trying to think of what lycanthropy was for rats. Rat-canthropy. I'm sure there's a word for it.
That's interesting.
But yeah, it's either a were-rat or an Isoki. Just a short rat person. They glance at you and just gesture towards their wares, and you can see a number of like kind of trinkets and knickknacks all scattered, with simple price tags written and scrawled out common. And one of the items for display is listed as a powerful necklace of fireballs. In this case, I think it's a Type 6. Is that what it is?
6.
Yes, Type 6 necklace of fireballs. And it has a main price listed, and which I think is 4,200. Sorry, that's scratched out, and it's like 3,900,
3,200,
3,800, 3,200.
Mm.
Oh yeah, if Greshy, I mean, I definitely does seem like a deal. If Greshy's gravitating towards that.
Oh, definitely.
Gunn would probably take a quick look first, like, hold on, Greshy, and do an identify.
What are you doing?
Identify.
What are you? Hands off the merchandise.
As you kind of reach for it to try to like touch the necklace, the little rat hand slaps your hand away.
Don't touch it.
Oh, well,
Are you buying it?
perhaps. I'm certainly considering it. It seems like a good deal.
It's a good deal. It's the best deal.
May I have a look?
You want to look?
I'd simply like to.
He kind of
Well, are
hunches
all the
down
beads
and
there?
reaches for it and like picks it up off of the. It's kind of just in like a small wooden crate with like straw laid out. He like picks it up out of the straw and looks at it. And he's kind of nervously, and his eyes kind of jitter, and he like looks back at you. And you can see his little tiny beady
I
black
promise
eyes.
to handle it with utmost care.
It's my merchandise. But sure.
He thrusts it into your hand.
Don't get your oily hands on it too long. Be quick.
Okay. Yeah, I will be quick with quick identify. So he might not expect that I could be doing a full inspection of it in this much time, but yeah, I'll give it.
Yeah, you can do a quick identify. He would not allow you to do anything more than that.
And I have a 27. You know
That's a
what?
27 for
Actually,
you.
I think I'm gonna hero point that.
I also have 10 points. Or 9. Whoop.
And turn it
Ooh,
into a
good.
36.
Much nicer.
36. Okay. It would count it by 36. Sorry, I actually have to look at what item level the Necklace of Fireballs is.
Oh, that one is 15.
15. Yes,
Well,
that's correct. Okay,
The
cool.
base, the actual 6 is 15. I don't know which one Gunn's casting Identify on or trying to identify, but
Right. Okay, I have the list there. Okay. So yeah, you pick up take the necklace of presumably fireballs into your grasp and look it over. It looks like it's a pretty standard necklace of fireballs, a pretty advanced one too. It looks pretty powerful. The beads themselves are the ones you've seen in the past tend to have like little like kind of flame patterns on the beads, but here the beads they've got little flame patterns, but they've also got little angry eyes kind of drawn on or like scrawled on in some kind of like black ink. They look like Final Fantasy bombs, if you're familiar with how those look. They've got little angry eyes and little angry face on each of the little beads.
But they all seem to be there.
Yes, yeah, all the beads are there. Not a single bead is missing. It should
Greshy,
be,
as far as I can.
yeah, four normal sized beads, 3 smaller beads, and one of the smallest bead in the center.
Based on it, everything seems good in this. I don't see any reason why we wouldn't be interested.
Give it back now.
He's now reaching up.
Yes, and I will very carefully and gingerly hand it back to him.
Good.
He snatches it out of your hand.
Now you buying?
I have my. Oh, he's okay. Are we buying Greshy?
How confident do you feel about it?
I would say I was worried we were being oversold, but I don't think that's the case. There might be a slight hitch, but I think it will be manageable.
What's the hitch?
Volatility, as I like kind of look at the
Oh, I see what you're saying.
word and try to use a word that maybe this Isoki doesn't know.
Speaking of the Susoki, is this just on edge because that's how they are, or are they being
give me
deceitful in some manner?
That would be a good insight.
Yeah, that'd be a perception check, I think.
All right. See if I can
Anybody could
perceive
attempt
this
it
rat at all.
if you're there.
That's a 40 for Greshy,
Greshy's the one who thought to do it, so
because I have one other thought depending on how I'm reading this Isoki.
You can tell he's very, very nervous. He seems very obviously nervous to you. And some of that is certainly that he's just got a very nervous disposition, but you can tell that he thinks something is wrong with that necklace. Like his eyes keep darting back to it as he's like,
Would you?
as you're.
I'm kind of curious how it would look, but I don't want to. I don't want to touch your merchandise. Would you mind showing it off for me so I can see how it looks when you wear it around the neck?
What do you mean?
I just want if you would model it for us. As I said, I don't.
There's too many people.
Well, don't you
yeah,
don't.
Greshy, that does sound pretty dangerous.
You don't have to take it off or take off any of the beads or anything like that. I just want to see if you wear it around your neck if it looks good.
Around my neck.
He looks at it very. His little beady eyes grow a little bit wider, and he kind of jitters. Sure. And he picks it up, and like his hand is like shaking as he's like lifting up the necklace. And he looks at you, and he's like, "You're gonna buy it, though, right?"
Well, sure. If it looks good and everything, I might as well. It's a good deal.
Okay.
And he takes it and carefully puts it up around his neck, and holds it there. And
Is that good?
You have to close the clasp at the back so I can see it hanging natural on you.
Do I? I don't have to do that,
Well,
right?
it doesn't look natural the way you're holding it with your arms up like this. I'm not going to walk around my arms up like that.
Oh, it feels natural to me.
Well, it doesn't look
What would
natural.
it
I know
be
you
to-
can't tell because you're
to
looking
just
down.
try and like click that together. While he's doing that.
It'd be like a thievery check, probably.
Then probably not something that I could do.
You could, so if you want to try to convince him
Suppose I have
to
untrained.
actually close it, you could roll a diplomacy check.
I suppose I could do that.
I would attempt to aid him since I'm also
Okay,
the
go
one
ahead
pushing
and
for
aid
it.
if you want.
All
Where
right,
is she?
diplomacy. 28 to aid.
Okay, that is a
Do you think it's
successful
success?
aid
Probably not
with a
critical.
Untrained, yep. So
All
plus
right,
one.
well, so yes, actually, that does sound like I think if you take your hands down and then did a quick turn, that would help us make up our minds. With a 35 on it.
35 for plus one would make it a 36, which is exactly a success. He seems really scared, but you coerce him into doing it.
If you don't,
He clasps the chain together, and there's like an audible gasp as the necklace like snaps really tight around his neck, and he drops to the ground and starts just like as the necklace is like starting to strangle him.
so here's the problem. I don't have any way to deal with curses. So I'm going to feel very bad as I watch this one die for trying to fool us into buying something that was apparently cursed. Sorry you have to see this, Gunn. You may want to walk away from
I
this.
can try to.
Do you have anything to
some way
remove
to-
curse? It is
Pray
literally
or
not a primal
something.
spell to remove curses, but they give me plenty to inflict. It's fun.
Give me a moment.
She's got some aggression to take out here. It's fine. All right.
So what happens here is that the Isoke or rat folk thing falls onto the ground, and he's gasping for air a bit. He's like writhing around, like he's trying to like untighten it if he can.
I'll try to get a finger inside the neck part so that I can give him some breathing space.
Athletics check, I guess, to try and grapple him and then try to pull it loose enough.
With a 29.
Oh no.
And no hero points. It's all
That's
really
a natural one.
You reach and try to grab it and pull it looser, but it doesn't seem to be like, it seems to want to like stick directly to his skin beneath the fur. As he's kind of writhing there, he's at least hurts. He's like kind of coughing to himself. The people around you start to turn and look at the scene that this thing is making. But he kind of like stops and he's giving this kind of pained breathing. I'm fine. And he sits himself up. And just looks at the three of you. I'm fine. He says through bated teeth.
I don't believe you somehow.
Is it easing up?
Can you take it off?
I don't
It's
think
real
you can
hard to
take it
buy
off
if it's still
anymore.
connected to you after all. That's unfortunate.
Okay, so
Are you,
I found it on a dead guy, and he was kind of holding his throat. I thought it would just be an easy sell. Sorry.
He says as he's like he can still clearly like breathe well enough, but he is having trouble like moving his throat at all. He seems like his throat is still like lightly constricted.
Well,
Oh. That's real unfortunate. I was actually interested in that, but definitely not if it's going to try and kill me.
that is a
I
hard sell.
I guess I
if it's
can't
stuck
sell
to you
it
now.
to you now. Sorry.
Have you ever went and talked to the Church of Erastil to see if they could make it uncursed?
I mean, we could probably figure out something along those lines.
I don't have any way to do it myself, but and we can't get it off of this poor bradfolk here, but if maybe in the morning you wanted to head over to the Church of Erastil and ask
we
them.
do know of a fellow in town.
Aye.
That might be nice. But how do I know you're not just gonna kill me?
At a church? You could-
Well, I don't know. It
Just
could be
there.
a terrifyingly
I don't know.
evil church.
I've never been to one of those.
No, he makes a valid point.
you should go by. It will be quite nice. But it's right in the middle of town.
Okay. If they'll get this off of me.
Sure
I
thing.
think we can help each other out in this. Yes.
Fen, by the way, is just behind you guys, like eyes wide, like hunched down.
I do have a would this be something, since it was a I might be making stuff up here. It was a thievery check to try and get the bratfolk to connect them. Would a thievery check to disable a device suffice for purposes here? Because I really wasn't trying to get them to curse themselves. I just wanted to ensure it wasn't going to hurt us.
No, you would know that it's a curse. This seems to be a cursed item, and those tend to actually like fuse with a person. And the only way to really get them off is with
unfortunate.
actual magic spells that can remove curses.
I'm just worried that he might not last until the next day.
I mean, you're welcome to try and
The
take them over to the church now,
closed at
but
night?
we
Our
could
church
wake
is not
somebody
like
up.
a 24/7.
Well,
Yeah, churches
this
are
one
pretty
only had
24/7.
one. I thought this was just Kevin.
Wake up,
No.
Kevin.
I mean, most churches, if you bring somebody, it's like a hospital in this world. Like you could take somebody in late at night, and somebody's.
we could also go
there.
wake up Kevin. Is this Yosoki also selling the Great Church skeleton key? So I'd buy that one.
Yeah, it's
I
right
don't know.
here.
It sounds great. And Greshy will just pick
reaches
that
over
up.
and picks up the skeleton key and hands it to you.
That'll be.
He looks at the tag.
1250.
Yeah. Thanks for your patronage. I think I'm gonna close up
You're
shop
welcome.
now and go to this church.
We'll meet you there, and we'll speak. And I'll speak on your behalf. I'll speak on your behalf.
All right.
I think you. I'm like, is there a Church of Erastil in Riddleport?
I mean, I was only aware of Kevin's little
I kept calling it a church, but it's
altar, or
That
Shrine.
that wasn't in Riddleport. That was in the other
Wasn't it?
town that you guys were in.
That was in
oh, that was in the other.
Oh.
Roderick's Cove.
You're
That was
right.
Roderick's Cove.
Roderick's
Cove. All right.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah,
then
the only-
just take
the
him to
only
the Church of
probably-
Caden Kylian.
Yeah, the Church of Caden Kalin is here that you're aware of. There's also a Church of Abadar in the city. But I don't think you know.
You know
of the
what?
Church of
In fact,
Erastil.
I'll give him 10 gold if he wants to take it to the Church of Abadar. Actually, what does remove curse cost? In case it actually costs more than that, I'll give him sufficient gold for it.
That's a good question. Spellcasting services.
I mean,
Do.
if they successfully uncurse it, and we then buy it at the discount, still,
If they actually uncurse it,
Mhm.
perhaps.
as opposed to
but-
just removing it.
Right, if they can get it off of him, that's one thing, but if they can make it completely decursed, that would be a great deal.
I think with most cursed items, I don't think you can just remove the curse.
I think it's just getting it off of them, and then it remains cursed forever.
Yeah, removing the
Okay.
curse will
Well,
get the
then in
item
that case,
off.
we'd have to-
But the only way to, you could destroy the item, but
Right. In that case, I think going to the church, our purpose would be to ensure that the church keeps this item for destruction rather than just giving it back to the guy,
Oh,
letting him try to resell it to the next poor sap.
you make a fair point there. Well, I mean, do we want to go now then and come back later, or how do we want? I've got shopping to do still. A couple more things I want to buy.
If he's packing up shop, I'll say that I will meet him there.
Okay,
And
it'll take me a little bit
we'll
to pack
figure
up.
out where the Church of Amadari is.
Well, we'll do our shopping real quick and head on over.
I think the only
Shortly.
thing I would get in the night market was the greater sturdy shield.
okay.
So,
Um,
oh no, the prayer beads are here as well. Probably they're here in this shop, in fact, I think. And the ring of counterspells.
just buying all the things.
Okay, so we'll buy some things from this guy.
Let's just run through the shopping lists for everyone then.
Sure, get it knocked out.
We'll go left to right. Char, what's your shopping list?
Me. It is the Ring of Sustenance. 4. Okay, I have to remember because I didn't write these down exactly as they appear. 4 juxtaposition arrows. 2 greater explosive arrows. 6 moderate healing, 1 greater healing, and then I considered the hardened tarot deck.
Get it. It's so cool.
Mostly because of the fear, and then it also has the deadly trait and its greater striking darts. So I did consider that as my final purchase, which would leave me with 261 gold.
And you can also use it as a harrow deck.
You can, as long as you have all of the cards. If you're missing just one, you can't use it anymore.
But you can always
True,
summon all of them
but-
back into your deck, which is cool.
Yeah, within
I-
60 feet, you can summon them back into your deck.
Pretty neat.
Or you can search for them for a minute.
You could get the clockwork grappling gun. It's a grappling gun, but it automatically winds itself back in if you miss or whatever.
I am a spider. I do not need to grapple up walls.
Well, fine. I thought
So
it
I
was
don't
cool.
consider this purchase a spider with a grappling gun. You can put it on my spidery back and grapple me upwards.
It's like an inverse Spider-Man.
I think this is actually a spider.
The spider using human technology to get the ability to shoot a grapple.
All right. So yeah, are you getting the Harrow deck or no?
That was my big maybe.
Okay. I guess you still
I
have
can
until
sit on
next
that
week
until
to,
next week.
to decide.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm like, currently yes.
All right. Greshy, what are you getting?
And the ring.
Well, since I'm not getting that necklace of fireballs, I'm getting the greater skeleton key. I'm getting a black pearl aeon stone. I'm picking up some standard marvelous medicines, full kit of that, and I'm going to get a bottomless stain while I'm here. Why not? Because mine's all empty. I need something that's not going to run out on me.
All right. Sounds good. And then Gunn.
Gunn is getting quite a lot of things. The first is, there's a slight upgrade to his shield to take it to the next tier of sturdy shield. Instead of all the way to the major, although that was tempting. Picking up these greater holy beads, which have a number of bonus spells per day they can give you. Rock gets a rune tag with flaming rune on it. A +2 armor rune, and then a second property rune, so he'll have soaring which adds 10 to his fly speed. I'm going to grab both.
Oh, I didn't even
rings of
think about adding it
counterspells
to rock. Okay. That makes sense.
Both rings of counterspells, one for me and probably one for Greshy, as a special gift. The energy robe of cold, I think that's clothing, right? You can wear it along with your other armor and equipment. It's a robe.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's
Well,
just
if
it's
it
a linen
is, then-
robe. Yeah, it just goes part of your outfit.
Also a wand of resist energy at 4th level, a wand of spell immunity, and all of the called runes, which let you. There's 3 of them available, and they let you put them on stuff, and then you can summon it to your hand as an action. So
All right.
I'm thinking of putting them on the wand of heal that we found, the my shield, and probably the wand of resist energy as well.
Okay. So you're sending those off to Stranzelplum then
It's a
to
lot of stuff.
get ruined.
Yes, all Stranzelplum will do all the installations.
Okay. Cool. All right. So you guys spend the rest of the evening and night doing some shopping, both here and your online shopping with Stranzelplum and at the Magical Emporium that you were at earlier in the day. And with that all wrapped up, you bid farewell, I suppose, to Fen, who says she's going to go back to her inn at the end of the night, but she enjoyed tagging along and just hanging out with
I guess almost murder Yusoki.
Yep.
Awkward.
Oh, I guess she would have followed you to the... Oh, maybe she wouldn't follow you to the... to get the curse removed. What spell level is it?
At that point, it's surely late. Yeah. 4th, I believe? 4th.
And they have to...
So depending on
remove
the
it-
item level, they might want to heighten the casting on it.
Yeah, they have to remove it from a 15th level item. Which means they need like a 7th level? Or is that not even? Yeah, I think they need a
6th or
7th
7th.
level. Okay. Yeah, they would need a 7th level, so that'd be 360 gold.
Alright, I'll spend the 360 to fix the rat folk.
I mean, he did just sell us a bunch of stuff. He has plenty money.
Okay, and with a natural 18, that will be enough for the... So you take him to the pub and lead him lead him into the back room. Or they have like a proper temple-y part of the pub. You can still hear the muffled sounds of
mighty
raucous
generous
laughter
of
and
you.
whatnot. Oh, sorry, no, you took him to the Abadar Temple. Never mind. I thought you were... Yes. You take him to the Abadar
Either
Temple.
one's
where it's-
fine. One gets us more drunk, one is just transactional. Either's fine.
It's up to you, I suppose. The Abadar Temple, I think, is much closer. I could.
Then we'll
mark
probably
it
go
on the map,
Abadar. No reason to drag him across the water.
So yeah, they're able to very quickly and efficiently cast the spell on the necklace, and it loosens and then disconnects and drops to the floor. And there's like a bit of like hissing, like dark smoke energy drifting up from the necklace for a few moments as it lies there on the ground, but then eventually that fades. The shopkeeper immediately like reaches his hand out to try and grab it, but the cleric kicks like just kind of with his foot sweeps it off to the side.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, sir, but we can't allow you to leave with this item. This is incredibly dangerous. This is he's a slightly tall, dwarven man. Very, very sharp, greased features. I don't know. And he just kicks it off to the side, leans down, picks it up with his hand, just kind of angrily, like, with a fist, holds the object up. Consider this additional payment. And he turns and just walks out of the room, his golden robes flowing behind him.
But my... damn it.
The little Isoki curses to himself. And the priest stops and looks back. Not in these hallowed halls. And just continues to walk off. And you're left with an Isoki bawling his eyes out.
I mean, these things tend to have a way of coming back to haunt you anyway. If you had sold it, you'd likely be even worse off. So, you know how it is. The wrong person ends up with it. In this town,
I guess. But at least I can breathe again.
And he just
yeah,
pops up very
you
swiftly.
made a lot of sales today.
With a free action, he just pops to his feet.
Well, thanks a lot, strangers.
And he's just gonna stroll his way out of the building.
Bye, strange rat man.
Yep.
Well, that was educational.
It was. That's
then?
the first actual cursed item we've seen, isn't it?
I would not have expected to actually been cursed. I just thought there was something wrong with it, but didn't think it was going to choke him to
the
death.
way he was nervous at first, yeah, I thought it was more likely to blow up if mishandled.
Oh, sure. Made sense to me, but was not trying to kill the man.
Yeah. And we didn't.
Yeah, I suppose that's good. That's a new one for us, not killing people.
Feels
That's
good.
true.
Let's keep it going.
Feels good. Let's never kill again.
We'll try. We'll try, Asher. Were we heading back to the inn now, or do you have more shopping back at the night market? I don't know if they're still open at this point.
Oh, there's one other small thing that I thought we could do is I like the idea of getting that feather token that has
Oh, the chest one?
a chest,
Aye.
and we can ask Shalelu that we could use that to ask Shalelu to visit the town's folks that we've been helping and bring them some of these gifts and donations that we've
Oh, right.
set aside.
I suppose so. Is she gonna come down here or something, or?
Oh, we could work it out with her, but we could send the key to her, perhaps.
Could do. I think I can ask a bird or something to send it along with. Could even write maybe a small slip on it to tell her to
What
turn
it
it
is.
to open it or whatever.
Hmm.
So that way she knows how to work it. Otherwise, we just send her a key. She has no idea what to do with it.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah,
can
that works.
send her along something.
Okay.
Anything for you tonight, Asher?
I guess I did get 2 items from the crazy little rat man.
I like how we assumed that the rat man was selling everything here, even though it was just like one corner stall that we found this one thing in. We're just assuming everything else came from him too.
Everything has come from the rat man. He had it all.
He'd have a bunch
Truly,
of just random
truly.
knickknacks. But you would have bought
Had
some
all the
things from the
curses
other
on.
pirates and ne'er-do-wells that were running.
Are we
the-
ready to move on to our next stage in the morning?
Sure, let's get moving. Hopefully, Strazzlepalm is open at that point, and we got our stuff back to us.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you guys go back to the inn and go to sleep. The date advances. It is now Star Day of Badius the 19th of 4708 AR. You awaken in, I guess it's still probably a little bit... Oh, yeah, I guess you wake up a little bit later in the morning.
Aye.
But you're able to send off your orders to Stranzelplum if you wish. Do it all as one big order with one scroll. Do you request a returns, like an additional scroll, or do you already have spare scrolls?
I'll request an additional scroll along with the rune tag I need to buy, so I'll pay for it.
Let's request 2 additional scrolls.
2? Alright. Grab 2.
So you send one of your loose bags, you put all the stuff in it.
I'll take this. I'll handle the second one.
Sure, whichever.
Someone has to do the verbal component of the Stranzelplum spell.
Greshy's a little bit hungover right now, so somebody else wants to figure out how to
Was that-
pronounce.
You say his name 3 times.
Yes.
Stranzelplum, Stranzelplum, Stranzelplum.
All right, and with that, the bag disappears, and then some, 20 minutes later or so, it reappears in the same position that you left it. With all the purchases made, transfers complete, and a nice little parchment card. It's just his business card, along with the rest of the stuff. And the scrolls. Okay. And what else do you guys want to do? Shopping complete.
I think shopping complete. Did we pick up those tokens, the chest tokens?
Yes, I'll assume that you did. Yeah.
Alright, so I picked up a couple of those. I'll go ahead and open one chest so we can start loading things in, including the second key.
Oh yeah, who bought those?
So if you want to get the mithril armors.
Just to make sure somebody's...
I'll take care of that as well.
How many
Okay.
were available?
They're 10 each and there's 4 total. I was just going to buy 2, one for this trip and then one for her to store stuff in.
I'll get
for...
the other 2 to keep on hand.
Sure, sounds good.
Alright.
You don't want
So these
the
are just
anchor?
feather token chests. Sorry, what was that, Asher?
Aye.
You don't want the anchor one. I'm so surprised.
Honestly, you didn't even look at what that one does. I assume it makes an anchor of some sort.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, this place is pirate themed. It's they sell for their
I'll wear it
clientele.
as a necklace so I have an anchor around my neck.
Okay, so yeah, you activate one of the chests. The feather turns into a small wooden chest. Can hold up to 10 bulk. What are you putting in it?
Did you say 10 bulk?
Aye, up to 10 bulk in that chest. Well, how much of the armor do we have? We have 5 of them.
Yeah. And they are mithril, but does that make them 1 bulk instead of 2? Or
I believe
2
so.
instead of 3?
It definitely decreases their bulk, but I don't recall by how much.
Mithril chain shirt. I think it makes them 2 instead of 3.
That sounds correct.
Which means we can fit those, but not
But nothing else.
nothing else.
Up to you then. I suppose what we could do is lock this key, put it in the chest, or get another one, put this key into that chest and say that there's stuff in the key in the chest already.
Yeah, we could nest them.
We're basically nesting this to carry several.
Russian nesting doll of keys and chests.
Well, I mean, that works. We can do about 20.
That gives us 20 bulk to work with,
Aye.
which is 5 mithril chain shirts. I think we only need like 11 bulk, because the other things that go in there were the the manuals, which are 0.1 each.
So technically, my understanding is that light bulk effectively doesn't count until it gets to a full bulk.
Correct.
Is how the system works?
Yeah, once you have 10
So
items
So we
of
can
light
technically
bulk-
carry
put
20.9.
10.9.
Yes.
Well, no, we could technically put 10.9 in a single chest.
Right,
Correct.
right.
Yeah.
So if it is only light bulk per, then we could do that in just the one chest.
I think that is it then. I think we just need to include
And
5 armors, the 3 manuals, and was there
there's going to be another
the
key
bow.
in there. The
is for
bow.
her.
So that would actually require another chest then. So
Yep. Okay, so we'll have to
we'll sort it out. We're going
end
to
up
send
with-
her a chest with a bunch of shit in it.
Okay. Yeah. Put in Discord when you figured out what things you're sending her.
How we've nested this properly.
Okay. So you create some nest of items. And turn it into, what's the end result? It's just a feather? Is that what you've done?
It's a key.
Oh, it's a key. Okay.
Once we get to the final chest, it's a key that is small enough that we can. I'm going to attach it to some bird using animal messenger, and we're going to send the bird off to go find Shough in.
I see.
Crying
It's a
Village.
feather. The feather token turns into a chest, and then when you close the chest, it turns into a key, and then you use the key on an
Mhm.
imaginary lock, and it becomes a
So
chest.
reopened it into a chest, and then it's just a chest forever.
Got it.
So
Okay.
eventually, Shough is going to have like 3 chests probably, but
Okay. So yeah, you assemble some items. You've got them in this key. What are you doing with the key?
going to summon animal messenger and see if I can get a bird who would take this over to Shough for us.
Okay. Yeah, you conjure up a. I guess in this case it'd probably just be like a standard house sparrow.
Mhm.
Conjures up on the windowsill, starts just tweeting.
All right, just hold still for a moment and get a piece of twine and tie the key to the bird. Do we have a scrap parchment to write turnkey on?
We do. We might
Right.
want to write more than that, but we can also cast sending again today.
I'm
Let
just
her know it's coming.
I'm assuming we would put instructions inside of the chest on what's going on with all this. 'Cause
Yes.
we could just literally write on a scroll what to do with it. We just need her to know to take the key and turn it to
That's true.
open the chest in the first place. But she also may be familiar with it, so it may not be necessary
Mhm.
either way. So I'll just note on there to turn the key, attach it to the bird, and send the bird off to find Shough in the village to the northwest. And I'll describe Shough for the bird to try and
Okay.
find.
So yeah, you've got this like really tiny strip of paper where you've like written in very, very tiny Greshy font some instructions on how to use the key. You wrap it tightly
It's all
around the
caps.
little sparrow's leg, hang the key around its neck, and then it tweets and flies off in the direction
See what
of
happens.
Shough. There's a rumble in the end, just a light like. Ooh. It's very brief, only
Earthquake.
a half second. Yeah.
But
Wow.
they've said this happened before, didn't they?
Yeah, for like weeks. 2 weeks?
Did the lime sky thing happen again today?
We might have slept through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see it right now. You guys are just kind of in. Let's say you're in Greshy's room at the moment. There no flash with this one, just a light rumble. It almost feels like
Well.
it could have just been a heavy wagon outside, but Greshy, who's already standing at the window, you don't see any large wagons rolling by.
We can collect rock real quick and then begin our travel towards the
mountains?
Altitude camp.
Right. You all packed? Everyone set?
Yeah.
I think so.
Let's go outside and get going then, I suppose.
To get back in touch with Rock, I'll use Familiar's Face, which will catch him if he's within a mile.
Okay. Yeah, he is.
And we'll tell him to come to where we are in the town and show him. Like, I can speak to and through him by doing that, and I can also command him.
Okay,
That's the
so
same as well.
you like Aquaman look up at the sky
Yes.
inside of the you're inside of the inn, but you like look up at the roof and like hold a finger up to your temple and start mentally messaging Rock. And it's only like a minute or so later when you hear Rock's trademark screech outside, and your Uber has arrived,
giant
so
thump.
you all make your way out of the inn, past the innkeeper, and into the street. And Rock just lands in the street beside you. Presumably, you saddle up. Greshy, you saddle up onto.
I don't know why you're saddling up. We're going to be casting a
not
spell.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I don't
I
know
mean,
what
you
you're
can
doing.
ride Rock the way there, I suppose. We're casting Windwalk because 160 miles a day is a heck of a lot faster than any other way we're going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
So we're
Our
going
normal
to.
means of travel would be limited to about 70 times 4/5. Like
So 60 something. Or well, not 60,
Yeah.
50.
63? No,
All right.
56.
56. So.
Okay. So-
Greshy's going to. He's actually going to flip the mug over. He had the endless stein he picked up upside down in the room, so he'll flip it over so it refills. He'll empty it, and then he'll put it in one of the bags before going outside to join everyone. And then he will spend a few minutes to cast Windwalk until we've all become cloudy.
Okay, so you
And
just like
mystical.
kind of in the middle of the street, you just start swinging the wand overhead, or the staff overhead, and it starts to gather up wind. The street. Have you ever like been in a city where you're like you walk past like an alley and it's like a wind tunnel? It's that effect. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
wind just starts swirling in the streets. Like loose parchment is rolling around. People are like clutching at their robes as the group of you are just like lifted up in this kind of like ball of wind, and then you just start to drift off to the northeast, or I guess probably a little bit more directly east currently, but
Something like that.
yeah, something like that.
East, northeast.
East, northeast.
East
Something like
northeast. All right. Well, I guess as you drift off into the morning sky, that is where we should probably call it for today. So, thank you all for playing. Hope everybody enjoyed a bit of shopping, a little bit of shenanigans. You finally fell for one of my cursed items in the store gags. Kind of.
Almost.
I've done it before in the
How
campaign.
many have there been? Oh.
there's been 2 other ones. I do it very often, just to see if people take the bait. But yeah, hope y'all had fun. This has been Third Action. You can obviously check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/thirdaction, or our the app, podcasts accounts. Podcasts, anywhere you do podcasts, you can get them there. You can follow us on Twitter. There's a Discord link down there if you want to say hi or post doors in our doors chat. Or just want to talk about Pathfinder stuff with me. I like talking about Pathfinder stuff. You like talking about Pathfinder stuff too, little viewer. Good night. They're just going to get more and more unhinged.